So when my then 5-year-old son asked me, what did you want to be when you grew up? I was immediately shifted to a time in middle school when teachers would ask me this very same daring question. Ever since I was 8 years old, I've always wanted to grow up to become a cigarette because it is the only thing that my father could never abandon. For as long as I can remember, I've always felt like a man constantly in reverse, like the backwash of a dream, like karma's favorite crash test dummy, constantly begging someone for all the love that they've already given me. So I started drinking and being with women in order to fill up all the potholes inside of my spirit. But drinking more absolute only made me more obsolete, as I treated having the bodies of women like mirrors to try and convince myself that I could be beautiful in the pleasures that I gave them when I was 13. I first started building train tracks on my stomach, some on thighs, all the parts of me that I wish I could forget. But now all I'm left with is this vulgar smile stitched to a sense of humor, hiding the boy with the skin of a scarecrow, because it's the only way that his corny heart can ward off all of the birds and the bees. The only thing that my father ever passed me, y'all, is this uncanny ability to hurt the people that we love the most. In a split second, I lost a woman that I thought I loved more than my third-degree scars. The very next year, at a random doctor's visit, I find out that I'm alcohol intolerant, that I've drunk so much over the years that liquor has become poisonous to my blood, so my very next shot could have well been my last. God, he has a funny sense of humor. To equate the two things that I harbored on the most, to teach me of real love and that women and liquor are not a cure to your loneliness. So what do you want to be when you grow up? I answered, I want to become a pediatrician, one that helps save and heal children, starting with the one within myself. But who would have known in the 15 years it took to write this poem that I would grow up to become a pediatrician, making a stethoscope out of a microphone, writing poems out like daily prescriptions, and turning the stage into a patient room for the healing of me to start within. Because when you are on the search for the divine inside of yourself, you're often led to the harsh realization that you've been more Rick James than First James, with built-in fire escapes inside of your bones for all the times that you wanted to run away from the blaze inside of yourself. But what kind of legacy will I pass on to my son? Will I give him a legacy of just another black boy with hands like ashtrays for him to inherit the butts of his father's mistakes? See, I used to want to grow up to become a cigarette. Made sense because I'm a cancer, but there's no chemotherapy to my astronomy. Yet I still radiate like a sun that is afraid to shine, but always willing to give all of his light to save anybody's sunset, which is all with the excruciating reality that I do not want to die alone. But I turn to him and tell him, son, you can grow up to be anything that you want. Just make sure to never end up nothing but just a small escape inside of a slow burning pulse, kind of like a cigarette.